and welcome to Concilium Watch. I'm Nathan, and today I'm going to teach you all how to magnetize the new O-12 Copperbots from Corvus Belli. You can use this guide to magnetize any of the new remotes. All of the basic remotes in a faction share the same chassis, only swapping their weapon loadouts to represent the various profiles. This means that you can get by with only a couple packs of remotes. If you magnetize them, you'll have access to all of the major profiles you might need in a list. Alright, so the first step, we're going to take our X-Acto knife and cut a cross shape into the peg of each of the weapons. This cross will act as a guiding line for when we use the drill bit to drill into the center of the peg. You really want to make sure that you can get the center of this peg, because if you're even slightly off, it could make the peg not fit properly in the hole on the side of the bot. The magnets that I use are 2mm by 1mm, and you can buy them on Amazon for extremely cheap. You get like 250 of them or something for like less than $10, so definitely a great pickup for a hobbyist. As for drill bits, we definitely want a 2mm drill bit just to create that perfect size hole for the magnets, but we also want a drill bit that is much smaller for the starting holes. I find that creating a smaller hole first allows me to center the hole more easily, and it also makes drilling the final, larger hole much easier. Once you've loaded the smaller drill bit into the pin vise, position it at the center of the cross that you created earlier on the peg, then drill about 1mm into the peg. After you've drilled roughly 1mm into the peg, switch to the larger drill bit and use it to widen the hole. Don't be alarmed if the hole tears through the edges of the peg slightly, because this won't cause any major problems later. After you've finished widening the hole, it's time to test fit the magnets. As you can see here, I haven't quite drilled deep enough because the edge of the magnet is still peeking over the edge. You want to make sure that the edge of the magnet is flush with the end of the peg. Perfect. Now to repeat the process for all 4 weapons. Note that we are not gluing these magnets in quite yet. Once you've created holes in each of the weapons, it's time to drill the hole in our main chassis. It's a little more difficult to get the X-Acto knife in this hole, so I've opted to use the sharp tip of the knife to create a small guiding divot. Swap back to the smaller drill bit and begin drilling in the center of this mark. As you can see here, I'm a little bit off center with my initial hole. This is why using the smaller drill bit first is useful. Simply angle the drill and begin pushing that hole further towards the center. Now that we've centered the hole, we need to drill about 2 millimeters deep. We will be putting 2 stacked magnets in this hole, because 2 magnets are literally stronger than 1. Once your hole is complete, swap to the larger drill bit and widen the hole. Don't forget to double check the depth using your magnets. You need to make sure that a stack of 3 magnets sits flush with the edge of the hole. That's 2 magnets for the chassis, 1 magnet for the weapon. Now it's time to glue. I use Loctite Ultra Gel Control Superglue. I personally wouldn't recommend using a liquid glue for this task because it's more difficult to control and we want to utilize the mass of the gel to fill any part where we may have drilled too deep. If you've already magnetized some of your bots, make sure that you leave the correct side of the magnets facing outwards. To be absolutely sure, I'm using one of my previously magnetized parts to set the magnets inside. If this is your first bot to receive magnets, then the facing does not matter. Place a small bead of glue on the end of the 2 magnets that are going in. Don't worry about trying to stick the 2 magnets together because we're utilizing the gel property to sort of squish in and grab the sides of this magnet once we push it inside. Push the magnets all the way in and leave them there for about 10 to 15 seconds to dry. Now it's time to place the magnets in each of the weapons. If you look at the holes we made earlier, you might notice some thin bits of the pegs that were pushed outwards while drilling. Take your knife and gently push these towards the center of the hole. We'll use these to give the glue more areas to bind. After completing this cleanup, place a single magnet on the double magnet that has been glued into the chassis. Carefully place a bead of glue on the magnet. It is important that the glue does not spill over onto the edges of the hole because we ultimately want this magnet to stick to the weapon, not the chassis. Carefully guide the pieces together, making sure that you do not get glue on the edges of the peg. We want all of the glue to go into the weapon hole and squish around the sides of the magnet. Hold the pieces together for around 20 to 30 seconds to allow the glue to dry. You have to wait for the glue to be stronger than the magnetic force of the double magnet. After you've waited, just pull the pieces apart and your magnets should separate from each other. If you run into an issue where the magnet is not gluing into the weapon, Consider putting a bit more glue into the weapon hole. Don't overdo it though. After we've repeated this process for each weapon, we're done! Honestly, adding magnets to my miniatures is always an extremely fun task for me. Once you have the tools and the knowledge, there's a whole realm of new possibilities that pop up. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this video, and please tell me if there's something you'd like to see me go over in our next tutorial. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button so you're the first to see our new videos. Thanks again for your support.